Hi ladies, it's Dawn. Welcome back to my channel. So I am so happy to see you guys. I'm going to do a monthly favorites, and this is going to be for the month of partway through January and February. And it's just a lot of older things that I've revisited, but I do have a few new products that I've tried. So I thought it was time to do a monthly favorites. So I hope you enjoy this video, and let's get started. First thing I'm going to share with you is a purse, and it's a purse that I've had for about 20 years. I got this purse when my 20-year-old son was 1, and when I first got this purse, I had it hanging on the back of my son's stroller, and we went to the Rainforest Cafe, and he was eating pieces of hot dogs, and he must have been like 1.5, or when he was old enough to eat hot dogs, little pieces of hot dogs and fries, and I didn't realize it because I was talking to my husband and my other kids, and he was using my new Louis Vuitton purse as a shape sorter. He was dropping his hot dogs and his fries inside my bag, and I didn't even realize it until I got home, and it was just full of hot dogs and fries. So anyway, this is the bag, and it was my very first like luxury handbag, and my husband got it for me for my birthday quite a while ago. And when I first got it, and I had babies, and I had it hanging on the back of the stroller. It's a handheld bag, so you either hold it like this or you hold it in the crick of your arm, and it doesn't have the strap like the I think it's the bandolinos. I have a larger one that does have the strap, and it's the Speedy 30. This is the Speedy 25. And when I first got this one, I had little kids, and it wasn't practical. I really wanted it, but then I realized it wasn't practical, and I didn't carry it very much, just for nights out and things like that. So it is in really good shape. But the past like 10 years, 12 years, it's been in rotation constantly, and the handles have started to patina, but they look good. And so yeah, it's in perfect shape. And let me tell you that this was a gift, and it was $500 at Macy's when I got it. That's how long ago it was. And this little keychain is from the Macaroon shop in France. And a long time ago, Beauty by Anne-Marie, she stopped making videos for a really long time, and she just started up again. She made a video on her Louis Vuitton bag, just like this one, that she carried for 5 years straight. I'm going to link that in the description box because it's a really interesting video. She carried no other bag for 5 years, and so you'll get to see how the wear and tear happens if you use it every single day. And she had one of these charms on her bag, and I really wanted one. So when my daughter went to Europe, I had her pick one up for me, and it's just the cutest little French little key fob thing, bag charm, and this is what it looks like. So it's in good shape, and I've been carrying it for a couple of weeks now, since I made my last video showing you the 2 bags I've carried on repeat for the whole entire winter and the end of fall. So I thought maybe it's time to start using this one again. The second thing is nothing new, but these are a new pair, and they're the classic Uggs. And I've had these Uggs, like this style of Uggs, forever, since they started releasing them. But then the styles changed, and they went to the little platform ones, and I've had those too. And I've worn them out because when I get a pair of Uggs, I wear them like every single day in like the fall and winter and early spring. But this is a newer pair. I just like treated them with you know, the protectant, and they're the classic, and they're like not super high, but they're, you know, like midway. And I really love these a lot. They're so warm and cozy, and I live in the Midwest, so we need to be warm and cozy. We've had a lot of really cold days this winter, and I just love them. They go with everything I wear, even like leggings and things like that when I work out, so they're perfect. So when I first started using this fragrance many years ago, I would only use it in the evening time or in the fall and winter during the day, because it's very mysterious, and I just feel like it's better suited to like spooky season and winter. It's a very cozy fragrance, but I have to admit, in the past couple of years, I have started wearing it like any time of year whenever I feel like it. I get compliments on it all the time, and I think it's because it really works with my body chemistry. Some people don't like this fragrance, but it's a really good one for me. And now this brand has released it in many different types. Like there's an intense, and there's another one that has other notes in it. I think there's a couple of them, and I have tried them, sampling them, but I always go back to this one. And you know of this fragrance, I'm sure, and it's the YSL Black Opium. If you haven't tried it, try getting one of these, and it's enough to try it for several months and see if you like it. My mom got me this a couple years ago for Christmas, this big bottle, and it's still pretty full. You can see it just is like a little bit below here. And I love it. And I love having these little ones. I actually couldn't find this for a while, so I purchased another one. So now I'm just using them. One's in my purse and one's on my vanity. But I love this fragrance so much. Top notes are pink, pepper, pear, and orange blossom. So they're sort of fruity. And then the middle notes are coffee, jasmine, bitter almond, and licorice, right? It's like these like more mysterious scents. And then the base notes are vanilla, patchouli, and cedarwood. And again, kind of like mysterious, but combined with those fruitier top notes, it just smells amazing to me. I love it. It suits my chemistry very well, and I've used it for years, and I absolutely love it. I always used Coco by Chanel as like my evening date night fragrance, and I still love that one, but this has replaced it. It's just more modern. Anyways, this is a fragrance that everyone should try and see how it works for you. The next thing that I tried is the Buxom Plump Shots. I always liked Buxom blushes, or powder blushes, and I have several of those. They're pretty used up. And so I wanted to get one of these because it's a cream to powder. And this one is called Coral Cheer. And I love pinky shades and I love corally shades. And this is kind of the best of both worlds. And so it looks like this. And you just kind of dip your finger in. It's so creamy, and I just dab it on my cheeks. You can easily go overboard with this. I usually just kind of like dab it and then blend it, and I blend it out very well, and it just gives me like this nice corally flush, and it goes with just about any makeup that I'm wearing on my eyes, and I love it very much. So if you haven't tried one of these plump shots, they have like collagen peptides in them and other skincare, I think like hyaluronic acid, so they keep you hydrated, they make your cheeks look plumper, they're blurring. I just can't say enough about these. Really lovely. And then I also wanted to share with you another really old favorite, and it's from Lancome. I was thinking about making a best of Lancome video because if you know me here on my channel, I love Lancome. It's one of my favorite brands. Prices have gone up, but just like prices have gone up with everything, I just love Lancome so much. And this is a blush that I've purchased so many times since I think like 15 or 20 years. And it comes in a little compact like this. And this is one of their blush Subtle, and it's in French, S-U-B-T-I-L, and it's in the shade Aplum, A-P-L-U-M, all one word. And I love the packaging. It's just so sleek and feminine, and it looks good sitting out on your vanity. There's skincare as well, and this is what the shade looks like. There's a mirror in here, and this is what it looks like, and a little goes a really long way. I'm wearing it today. But it's this really kind of soft pinky mauve, and it's a matte, and let me just get a good amount. I hope you can see that on my hand. And like I said, I'm wearing it on my cheeks right now. Let's just pick a little bit up. I'm gonna hit some pan in the middle, so I have to start like using it around the edges. But it's just such a pretty flush. I usually go for corals, like I said, and pinks, but this is like one of my absolute favorite blushes. It's like so soft and it feels good on my skin, and I just really love it. So if you haven't tried Lancome A Plum, this is a favorite of mine for years and years. If you would like to see a best of Lancome video or get ready with me using my best products from Lancome, let me know. I would be so happy to share that with you. I'm wearing all Lancome mostly today, except on my lips. So yeah. So I love Lancome. Okay, the next thing I want to share with you is the Genifique eye cream. It looks like this, and I got mine in my beauty box. I actually got one last year in my beauty box, and I got another one this year, and I used up the old one, and I was so happy to get this one in my beauty box. The holiday beauty boxes are amazing. You might be able to still get your hands on one this time of year. Any extras they have from Christmas, sometimes they're even marked down. Or if you go to the cosmetics company store, you can get lucky. That's like a beauty discount store, and I've found some great products there. But this is the eye cream. If you know me, the serum that I've used on my face for the very longest is the Genifique Youth Serum. And I use it every day, and I don't use it as necessarily every night because I try other things like to lighten up my freckles and things like that, depending on the time of year. But this visibly brightens my under eye area. It doesn't have much of a smell or a scent. A lot of Lancome products or skincare does have a scent. I can't really tell. It doesn't smell like anything to me, but it's just this like really soft kind of bouncy cream. And it plays very nicely underneath my makeup. And let's find a clean spot. And it looks like this. And it just blends in so beautifully. It is slightly thick. So what I do is I put it underneath my eyes in the morning and I dab it in. And then I either walk the dogs, I make my coffee, and then I just tap it in and stuff before I put my makeup on. If you're in a hurry, you can just use less and tap it in. I probably waste it because I probably use way too much. But I also use it up here and underneath, and I feel like it really depuffs and it's brightened my under eye. Another thing is that Lancome just really works for me. A lot of people have had problems with it, I know, and whenever I talk about Lancome skincare, somebody always says, oh, it doesn't work for me, or it has this, it has that, but it has always worked for me. I'm 55 years old, and I've used Lancome Genifique every single day, pretty much. I've tried other things. I really like to try other things, but I always go back to my Genifique, and I always have it on hand. And it's just a beautiful serum and a beautiful eye cream. I should have mentioned this product right after I mentioned the Buxom blush, the cream blush that I'm loving. I also picked up this Buxom lip serum. It's different than the Buxom lip glosses, which I love too. My favorite is the shade Gabby. It's beautiful. I think I might have showed it to you before. What Gabby looks like. It's a favorite of mine, and this is like almost gone, as you can see. I use it so much. And this is what Gabby looks like. And it does have that sort of minty, refreshing feeling on your lips. But this is different than this because this is the lip serum and it has collagen peptides in it, and peptides are really good for our skin. Like I said, the Buxom blush also has peptides in it. We really need them in our skin, and you can read about them. I won't go into it, but they're really good for our skin and we need them, especially as we're aging. And this smooths lips. It has the refreshing tingle, and this one does have like a little shade shifter a little bit. Let me show you. But what I really like about these is when I'm at work, I'm talking all morning and my lips can get really dry. So if I'm wearing lipstick, I'll get like that line of just dry and I have to wipe it all off and then reapply. But this does not do that. And either does the Gabby. The glosses are so good. And I hope that you can see that. It's really light. And it has a shift to it. They have them in like some that don't have a shift, but this one does have a shift to it. It's different than the Gabby. It's what I'm wearing now on my lips. And I think I have chapstick underneath it from the nighttime. I'm gonna wipe that off and just reapply it. Gabby is so beautiful too. I never know which one to wear, but lately I've been loving this, and it's got the lip care in it. I don't use a lip liner. And it's just like this really pretty, like, not metallic, but like a little shade shift. Like, what did I write down? It's mauve with a red violet shift. And I would agree with that. And you can kind of tell from the packaging. You can see the violet and the red. So pretty. And I love this. It feels so good. It's not as minty as like the lip glosses. Not at all. These are definitely mintier. This has the collagen peptides, but still has that like refreshing tingle, but it's light. So I love this in my purse. Okay, the next thing I got was a recommendation from one of the clients where I work. She's the sweetest lady. Her name is Mary, and I just love her. And she told me about this, and it's the Anastasia Mini Spice Palette. It looks like this. I've seen it before, but I always just walked past it because I thought, well, it's another warm palette. But it's really different from what I have. It's got great packaging, and it's got a mirror in here. And if you like using a mirror, I do not use these mirrors. And this is what it looks like. You can look on the website, or I can split the screen and show you some swatches. But it's got matte, 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 matte. This one's more like a satin. Some of them are a little more satiny, and some of them are matte. And then it's got like a shimmer, a shimmer, a shimmer, and a shimmer. And the shimmers are so good. I really kind of dug my finger in there, so this looks a little bit scary, but it's not. Yeah, they're just like different shades of shimmers. And I really like this pink one. I like them all. I have not found a look that I've done with this palette that I haven't liked. Honestly, you would not be disappointed in this palette. I think it would work with every skin tone. It's your typical beautiful formula from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It does, the shimmers do have some fallout, especially this one is like a little more crumbly. You can see I've used it a lot. These aren't as crumbly. Like this one might be a little crumbly. This one's not, and this one's not. So pretty, and I think it's like $25 or $29. And what I like about it too is that it's the smaller size, and you're sure to use all the colors in it, as opposed to like the larger palettes, which I love too, don't get me wrong, but I always have a few colors I just never use. And so I use up the ones I love, and then I just kind of pass them on to my daughter or one of my daughters, and they will use up the rest without fail. They're not too picky. They just like having good makeup. So I like that small palette. And I recently bought some gum that's kind of yucky, but it's really good for your teeth. And it's called Underbrush. There's a lot of brands of this on Amazon, and you have to be careful and make sure you get this one. It's Underbrush Remineralizing Gum, and it's from Nathan & Sons, and that's the one you want. And I watch a lady on YouTube, she's a dentist, and she talks about vitamin K2, which I always use, K2 and D3, because what it does is it takes like the calcium that's floating around in your bloodstream, and it kind of pushes it into your bones. So it helps your teeth get really strong, and it has helped my teeth stay fairly white. I don't have to use crust white strips as much. And I feel like for a 55-year-old woman who drinks coffee and tea, it has really helped. So I recently added this, and it's kind of strange. It comes in these little squares, and at first you put it in, it isn't unpleasant. You put it in your mouth and start chewing it. It isn't unpleasant, but it's not like juicy fruit or, you know, like a gum that tastes really good, but it's fine. And at first you might think, oh, it's a little too like rubbery after chewing it, and you might want to spit it out, but don't, because the more you chew it, the softer it gets. And it's actually pleasant then, you know, it loses all flavor like all gums do, and then it's just pleasant. And I like to chew it because I like to chew it after meals because it does remineralize it pushes, it helps remineralize your teeth, even correct small cavities by, remineralizing. It's just really good. And I really believe in these products like the K2 and D3 because it has made a huge difference in keeping my teeth cavity free and also keeping my teeth really white. That's something I've noticed. And the underbrush, I found out about this dentist on YouTube. I'll link her channel in case anybody's interested, but she has a different idea about dental care. I don't follow all her ideas. Like she thinks that you should never have a dental cleaning, and she kind of explains why, and it kind of makes sense, but I always get my teeth cleaned anyways. So yeah, check this out if you're interested in keeping your teeth, getting your teeth remineralized and keeping your smile really white. I keep that in my purse. Because when I'm out, I like to chew it, after I eat something or drink something. And then I keep this on my desk in the kitchen. So after I eat, I try to remember, but usually I do it twice a day. And I think it makes a difference. So there's that. And I think that's all I have for you today. This video is almost 30 minutes long. It might be less when I edit it, but I definitely wanted to get a video up to you. I did better this time around because I'm filming sooner, I think, than I have been between videos, and I was able to answer all your comments, which is always a priority for me. It's something I really like to take the time to do before I put up another video, and I kind of lost that for a bit because I was really busy with work and my two sons going to college and my daughters living, one lives nearby out of state and the other one lives in South Carolina. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys about my trip real quickly. If you watched my last video, I showed you a tattoo that I got when I was 18. And actually, I didn't tell you the backstory. I got that tattoo with my sister and my roommate in college, and it was the only tattoo I could afford, and it was $42, and that's why I chose it. And we went to like this place where I'm sure like only bikers and people like that go, which was fine. But now tattoos are really, really popular, and there's so many really nice places. And my daughter has a place where she gets her tattoos, and it's in Savannah, Georgia. So I was in Charleston, South Carolina with my daughter, and we traveled a couple hours to go to Savannah, and it took 3 hours to do my tattoo. They completely covered the old one, and I'll show you what the new one looks like. I'll either put it on the screen, or if you want, you can see what it looks like, but it's new. So it's peeling right now. It goes through a phase of like, you have to really put like this antiseptic on it and then really moisturize it. But right now it's peeling a lot and it looks like dusky. So I can't really, it's not the best. You know what, I'll just put a picture on the screen. When I first got it, my leg might be a little red. You could see it's a little bit larger than my old tattoo, but I really like it. It's a mermaid, and I wanted to get something that like, something from the sea. And I know mermaids aren't real, they're mythological, but my daughter, I think I said this in my last video, I thought about birds and I thought about different plants or flowers. And my daughter's very picky. She's an ecologist and she wanted something very anatomical. So she doesn't want to put anything on her body like that unless it is exact as it looks in nature. So that was like a little bit tricky. We could have done it, but I just didn't, we just kind of nixed that idea, and we decided to do something that was like mythological, and also something from the sea, but also something that didn't look too cartoonish, like the Little Mermaid. So this mermaid, I don't know, I think she kind of looks like me when I have long hair. Like her face is, you can't really see a lot of detail, but it kind of looks like me. I think it kind of looks like my daughter too. So she got one and I got one. And I have like a little bra on mine, and my daughter's young, whatever, and she does not have the bra on her. So we call it like, I'm not even gonna tell you what we call it, but you'll see hers. I'll show it to you too. So anyway, we had a lot of fun that day. We hung out in Savannah. We did my tattoo first and then hers. So we were in the tattoo place for like 6.5 hours. But like while she got hers, I walked around and I got a coffee and brought her a coffee back. And then afterwards we went and we got some noodles. You'd think we'd be eating Southern food, but we found like a little noodly place. So we got noodles, and then I'll show you. It's like Thai, but I don't think it's Thai. Well, my daughter got pad Thai, but I think it was noodles from like different places in Asia. So I can't remember what my dish was, if it was Cambodia or something like that, but they were delicious. And then we walked all around, and there's like street bands and things like that. And we just kind of took it all in. I love Savannah. I told my husband, if we ever retire, or if he ever retires, that's where I want to live. It's just such a beautiful place. So I had a really wonderful trip. On my way home, I almost got left behind. They overbooked my flight and it was a fiasco. So I won't even go into that, but that was the only downside. But honestly, everything worked out really well. So that is that. And thank you for spending some time with me. And I hope you have a really blessed and beautiful day. And I'll see you soon.